Hello there, wrestling fans. I'm gonna hand in my Elimination Chamber predictions, but before that, you might wonder what happened to my head. Well, did I want to look like Eric Young? No, I don't think so. Kurt Angle? No, not that I know of. Or was it that did I lose a hair versus hair match? No, I didn't even lose a bet. So, could it be that I officially joined the Straight Edge Society? No, at least not to my knowledge, at least not where I went through the official joining induction ceremony where I got my head shaved. No. Could it be that I had a Britney Spears meltdown the other day and just decided to shave my head? No. So what was it then? Why am I looking like this? Well, I guess we'll never know. However, what we do know is that I think that Raw and SmackDown has really shaped up over the last couple of weeks. Since Royal Rumble, WWE lost track up to Royal Rumble. I believe that there was too much time between TLC and the fact that they moved Royal Rumble 1 week away. So 7 weeks away, too much time, they kind of lost track, couldn't orient themselves. And in a time where you got the flow of information being at an insane speed, where you get so much impressions and you need to deliver and deliver, they kind of lost track. And now since Royal Rumble, they've really picked up again for Elimination Chamber and WrestleMania. Raw has been really good since Royal Rumble. SmackDown, at least in my mind, had been good for over a month. Really, really good. It's unpredictable matches. It's unpredictability all over. Lots of surprises. And I think they've really been much more mature. Not only this slow progression, but it's been so wow. Just overnight, they become much more in your face. There is a lot of more aggression, attitude, ruthlessness to it, and I like that. I like that, but they're still within the PG dome, and apparently you can still deliver. You don't need to leave PG in order to deliver. Furthermore, they've got so much surprises throughout the night. They present the product in a completely different way. They just don't passively present the matches. There's something happen throughout the matches. The matches tell a story, and there's something to each and every match, and I like that. So moving and one more thing they've done over the last couple of weeks, they have shrunk the distance between the top card wrestlers, the main card wrestlers, the main event guys, and the former champions, and the current champions, and the mid card guys. We've seen a lot of guys that have stepped up, that in accordance with the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view, but also like Cody Rhodes, who defeated Randy Orton this past Monday, and R-Truth, that had defeated Chris Jericho a couple of weeks, and I think Chris Jericho should really have kudos for that. The work he did with R-Truth over, well, more over than a month, and then actually taking a clean pin on SmackDown last week. That's really kudos, as I said, to Chris Jericho. So, with the Elimination Chamber coming up, I think there is a lot of talk also about WrestleMania. You can't keep them apart. And I have predicted, I'm still stuck to the matches I predicted for WrestleMania. In July, I predicted Edge versus Chris Jericho. I still believe that will happen. I also, in October, I predicted Randy Orton versus Ted DiBiase. I also predicted John Cena versus Batista in October, and then in December I predicted Bret Hart. When I knew he was going to come back, I said they gotta have Bret Hart versus Vince. And at the same time, the Slam is when Shawn Michaels challenged The Undertaker. Actually, the week before that, I thought to myself, and I also told you, that they're gonna have that match. There's no way they're gonna just cancel it. And if they were gonna do it, they should have done it a long time ago. They shouldn't have kept the thought of the match alive for so long. And also, when Sheamus became champion, I said we're going to have Triple H versus Sheamus. So, going into the pay-per-view, first off, we can take the Divas match that we know of, Maryse versus Gail Kim. I believe Maryse will win that match, and she will go on to enhance her storyline, her story with The Miz, who's now also tag team champions. They're pushing The Miz in a great fashion right now, and he has worked really hard to get where he's at. He really deserves it. Maryse will win that match, and they will form maybe an allegiance of Big Show, The Miz, Maryse. I don't know, we'll see about that. The Show Miz, or Miz Show, whatever they're going to call themselves. If Mickie James wrestles for her title against Michelle McCool or Beth Phoenix or both, I'm confident she will retain. If The Miz and The Big Show defend their titles on the pay-per-view, they will also retain. We know that Drew McIntyre will defend against Kane. Why? Why Kane? He's the top guy. Yeah, I agree, but for a short term, just bring someone in to feud with Drew McIntyre and to help enhance Drew McIntyre. Kane is great. He did a great work with Dolph Ziggler about a month back. The 3 matches they had with a solidified Dolph Ziggler, and Dolph Ziggler then had a win against the upcoming JTG on Superstars this week. WWE are really high on JTG since like this past summer. There's been talks of pushing JTG for singles competition. A lot of people wants that. However, Drew McIntyre will retain and further enhance himself and then start to build for WrestleMania. So, Drew McIntyre will retain. Then we come to the Elimination Chamber matches. I'm confident that Sheamus will retain in his match and go on to face Triple H at WrestleMania. Well, what else will happen in this match? Well, one thing I think, Randy Orton versus Ted DiBiase for WrestleMania. Now that his father, $1 Million Man, is going to be inducted, Ted DiBiase surely will induct him. This will be a huge weekend for the DiBiases. Hence, they will also let DiBiase have a big time match with Randy Orton on the pay-per-view. So one thing I will think will happen in this Elimination Chamber match, and in order to enhance a possible feud between DiBiase and Orton, is to have DiBiase last longer than Randy Orton in this chamber. I think Randy Orton might, not surely, I don't think with all certainty that he will be the one that eliminates Randy Orton, but he will last longer than Randy Orton in this match. Sheamus will retain, move on to wrestle Triple H. Then we go on to the SmackDown chamber. This is tough because you have The Undertaker. How the hell is he gonna face Shawn Michaels? How the heck are they gonna book that? Well, I think Elimination Chamber will be the first time that Shawn Michaels, Undertaker will come to blows. The first shot will be fired on that pay-per-view between the two of them. And they could have a match with the title at WrestleMania, Shawn Michaels versus The Undertaker, but no, I don't think they will. There's no need for a title between these two, so they could have the title and help the title hype another match. And we know Edge is going to go into the WrestleMania pay-per-view. He had business with Sheamus, but since then it has been dead. I don't think there's going to be a match between these two, The Undertaker and Edge. No way. They wrestled way too many times. They will wrestle on WrestleMania as well. No triple threat matches. So I think the first time that will come, Shawn Michaels might cost The Undertaker. That's the only way he's going to get The Undertaker's attention. The aggression and the fury of The Undertaker, who really wants to dominate and destroy Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania, and that would be in a career versus streak match. Either Shawn Michaels breaks the streak, or he has to retire. So that's what I think. Seeing as he has no titles left, and apparently DX is gone, that's what might happen. So what's going to happen in this Elimination Chamber match? I think Chris Jericho will win the belt. Because Edge is going to go on to WrestleMania, he needs to face someone. They can't start a new feud after Elimination Chamber for WrestleMania for Edge and the title. No way. So they got to take someone who has history with him. It's going to be Sheamus. They had history right after Royal Rumble. And The Undertaker. They had a lot of history this week where Chris Jericho actually defeated The Undertaker with the assistance of the Edge, who didn't do that to help Jericho, but still with the assistance of Edge. Or it could be Jericho. The only one of these two, The Undertaker and Sheamus, who doesn't have a title that Edge has an open history with, is Chris Jericho, due to what happened this past summer and due to the talk all over this past fall and winter and what has gone on since Edge came back. Jericho will win this title, Edge will face him, and we'll have a great, unique and fresh match for the pay-per-view. And if I get these matches that I predicted, plus a Money in the Bank match, plus Divas match and something more, WrestleMania really looks to be ominous in my book. Also, congratulations, as I said, to $1 Million Man Ted DiBiase for going into the Hall of Fame. Thank you for watching, and feel free to share your thoughts. Have a nice day.